going on, guys, and welcome back to another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. Today I have an underused match. This one is against Kid from Twitter, and I've got a pretty powerful team here. I wanted to test out Conkeldurr just because this thing recently got dropped down into the underused tier, so we'll give it a shot. But other than that, I'm pretty much just working with some stuff that I just felt like using. So this was actually the first match that I had with this team, so I'm not really sure how well it's going to work, but I've got some power, so I'm expecting it to do pretty well. Looking at my opponent's team, I'm kind of afraid of like the Frostlass. The Trevenant could be a problem. He's definitely got some threats, so let's go ahead and hop into this battle. Alright, so I'm going to lead off with my Donphan, as he's going to lead off with his Jolteon. I'm expecting probably he just wanted to get a Volt Switch right away, but Raleigh ain't going to be taking none of that shit. So he doesn't really have anything to do to me unless he has like Hidden Power Grass, which still I could hit him with an Earthquake in return, so it's pretty risky. So he's just going to switch off as I expect, and I'm just going to get a free Stealth Rock, so that's pretty damn cool as he brings out his fucking Taco Bell here. As I'm just going to go for the knockoff. I kind of expected it to be a dual screen Bronzong. Usually they carry the Light Clay, but he actually ends up being Rocky Helmet, which is like, it's still not bad to get that thing out of there. Bronzong's probably pretty pissed off because he was like, damn, now I'm not fashionable with my freaking Rocky hat helmet thing. But yeah, so he's going to set up his own Stealth Rock here, and now I don't really have anything to hit this with, and I don't really know what it wants to do. So I take this opportunity to just go into my Pimpcrow here, as he's actually just going to go straight for the Gyro Ball, which unfortunately he actually ends up getting a critical hit and knocks me down to 30 HP, and since I'm Life Orb, that means I only have a couple attacks left in me. So I go for the Night Slash, and I actually end up getting a critical hit myself, but I don't think it mattered considering how much the knockoff did from Donphan. I don't think that it was going to be living that. So I get my Moxie boost, and I get hurt by a little bit of Life Orb, and here's where he decides to switch into his Jolteon. I'm guessing he expected me to have the Sucker Punch, but there's really not much on his team that he wants to take it, so I'm able to get a free kill off on his Jolteon right away, and that's 2 dead already, as unfortunately Pimpcrow's gonna be like, oh yeah, he's all fucking proud of himself, get this Moxie, and then he dies, so that's, yeah. So I'm pretty stoked that he decided to sack off his Jolteon. That thing could have been a problem later, but yeah, so now he's going to switch into his Trevenant here as I go into Conkeldurr, and carrying my fucking Cinder Blocks, just out here lifting weights, get them bandy-ass arms, as he's going to go for the Leech Seed. I kind of expected him to Will-O-Wisp, but I am Guts, so I wouldn't have cared about that really, as I'm just going to go for a Poison Jab. For one thing, just to see how much damage it's going to do, plus to see if I can get the Poison, and unfortunately I don't get the Poison, and it doesn't do very much damage at all, so he's going to get a lot back with the Leech Seed, and I'm like, oh shit, Conkeldurr, we got to get your ass out of here. As now I'm going to switch into Tits McGee, who is my Nidoqueen. So my priority was pretty much just to get a special attacker out here, just because obviously this is a very physically defensive Trevenant. So he's going to go for the Horn Leech, and that actually does a whole lot of damage, as he's going to get almost all his health back, which turns out to be pretty damn important in the end here. So he doesn't want to take an Ice Beam to the face, I assume, and he's going to switch into his Frostlass here. So I go for the Sludge Wave, actually expecting a switch, just trying to get some stab damage, and it's not going to quite kill the Frostlass, and he actually gets the Cursed Body, so he's going to disable my Sludge Wave. But Nidoqueen is looking pretty useful this match, so I don't want him dying to an Ice Beam. So I'm just going to switch into my Conkeldurr, who is Assault Vested, so I have the ability to take special attacks relatively nicely, as he does just go straight for the Ice Beam, and Conkeldurr kind of eats that shit up. So he's going to get hit by his Life Orb and all that fun stuff, as unfortunately now he's just going to go for the Destiny Bond, as I'm just going to finish this thing off with a Poison Jab. So the Frostlass is going to die, but it is going to take down Conkeldurr with it. So he actually gets the Cursed Body right before he dies. That's kind of funny because it doesn't really matter, considering I just go ahead and go down with it. So I lose my Conkeldurr, which is pretty unfortunate. He didn't really get to do a whole lot this match, so yeah. But now he's going to go into his Sceptile. So we have an empty field here, so it's kind of like, what do we want to switch into? And so he goes into his Sceptile. I decide to go into my Pringles guy with the big-ass mustache, as he's going to go ahead and Mega Evolve. So I don't really know what kind of Sceptile this is quite yet. They could be physical attacker, it could be a special attacker, so I'm kind of trying to feel it out, as he actually shows me that he is physical as he goes for the Leaf Blade. But luckily I do have some defense investment, which allows me to live it. But sadly enough, this Jellicent does not have Ice Beam, so I'm forced to just go for Toxic. It's really the only thing I could do at this point. And I really do not have any switch-ins to Mega Sceptile on this team. Mega Sceptile hits like a damn truck, so it's pretty difficult to have some switch-ins to it. So unfortunately, I have to just let him take out Jellicent here with another Leaf Blade. And check that out, he trims up my mustache with his freaking blade. So down goes Jellicent, which is sad to see. And he's going to be getting hurt by his poison there a little bit. So now I get a free switch into this thing at least. And really the only answer I have to Sceptile is my Alakazam. So He's going to go ahead and switch out because he does not want to take an attack. I am Focus Sash, so I will be able to take at least one hit from anything, as he's going to go into his Arcanine here. He's going to get hit by a little bit of Stealth Rock. Intimidates me, but Alakazam's like, I'm wearing a fucking pink shirt. Do I look like I'm afraid of you? I'm obviously not afraid of anything. So I go for the Psychic, and it's looking like it's going to be a little bit of a 2-hit KO, although I don't want Alakazam to take an extreme speed to be able to break my Focus Sash. Considering Alakazam is really my only answer to that Sceptile, I kind of need to keep the Focus Sash intact. So I expect him to go for the extreme speed, but he actually just goes for the Overheat, which is really lame for me because it's going to do a lot to Donphan, and I really wish I would have just stayed in with Alakazam and just went for one more Psychic and finished it off, but, you know, hindsight is 20/20. So unfortunately, Donphan is going to have to die here. He's just going to go for one more Overheat. Down goes the damn Elephant. And you don't see special attacking Arcanines a whole lot either, so that kind of threw me off a little bit. But yeah, so down goes Donphan. And at this point, at least, I have a free switch into whatever I want. So Arcanine's over here eating his leftovers, having a jolly good time, as I'm able to bring in Tits McGee, who can outspeed this thing, and he really doesn't have any switch-ins to Nidoqueen here, so I'm able to just finish this thing off with a Sludge Wave. So I'm just going to throw up some purple stuff at this thing's face, and down goes the Arcanine. So that thing is out of the way, and he is now able to switch back into his Sceptile here. So I know what kind of Sceptile this is. Honestly, I don't have any switches, so I have to let him just go for the Leaf Blade, which is going to take out Tits McGee here. But the good news is I do still have my Alakazam hanging around, so I do still have my answer for this thing. All he has left is his Sceptile and his Trevenant left, so I'm feeling pretty confident here. So I bring out my 2 spoons, ready to eat some damn cereal or soup or whatever the hell you got, as he's just going to be able to go for the Dragon Claw, knocks me down to my Focus Sash, and I'm able to finish this thing off with a Psychic. So down goes the biggest threat, the Mega Sceptile is gone, and his last Pokemon is that damn Ghost Tree. So he brings out the Walking Dead, and unfortunately, he does still have about full health. So all I can do here is go for the Shadow Ball. I cross my fingers, I'm like, please kill. And he's able to live it with red health, and he's then able to finish me off with a Horn Leech. So that is going to be the end of the match there. That was a pretty damn interesting one. It was a pretty quick battle, but honestly, it came right down to the wire. So now you know exactly what I meant when I said that Horn Leech recovery was really crucial, because had he not gotten all that health back initially from my Nidoqueen, it's looking like Shadow Ball would have been able to finish that thing off. So that was a really close match. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.